And good morning, Bonnie. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Robin. Good to see everybody. Good morning, Kathy McPherson. I missed yesterday, but here today. Well, yeah, if you missed yesterday, unfortunately, it's gone. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, Diana, good morning. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Please, if you will, invite your followers and share this, if you will. Just waiting for more people to get their notifications and come on. All right. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So let me go ahead. I'm going to be, I noticed yesterday's show is gone. Yes, it's gone. It sure is. It's gone. All right. Let me read a little bit of the Bible and we'll get started. First Thessalonians 4. But I do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning those who have fallen asleep, lest you sorrow as others who have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those who sleep in Jesus. For this we say to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord will by no means precede those who are asleep. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and thus we shall always be with the Lord. Therefore, comfort one another with these words. Amen, amen on that one, I can tell you. Good morning, Wanda Craig. Just getting a fire started. Wow. Nothing illegal, I hope. Oh my gosh. All right. So it looks like we can get started. There, people are trickling in a little bit. I want to talk first. Good morning, Brian C. Good to see you. Judy asked me yesterday, had I heard anything about the man? Hold on, I lost my notes for a second. Let me go back and get them. But you wanted to know if I'd heard about the man who had brain cancer, and miraculously, like right after the show, his wife texted me, Wayne made it, yay, and you have a profile picture. Oh my gosh, I'm just like shocked. Also, Wayne, I did answer you back, so hopefully you got the email. Rue said, Urkel voice, did I do that and get the show taken down? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But you knew that, Rue. Nothing illegal. It's just cold in the 40s. Oh my gosh. Okay, that sounds awful. All right, so let me tell you about the man. Here's what she wrote in my text message. The results of the MRI are great. Scar tissue from surgery and residual area has shrunk. He is approved for Optune device and will continue with 6 months maintenance chemo, 1 week per month. Thank God for taking care of him. Many answered prayers. So they're very happy about it. Hey, Bruce, good to see you. Good morning. Rue, Rue, are you really sorry? Would you be sorry? I mean, come on. All right, so let me go on to tell you about the message I got from YouTube this morning. Glory, 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 glory. I know, Judy, good news. I always love to get those good updates from people and how they're doing. So we'll just continue to pray for him and pray that everything, like in 6 months, maybe everything can just go away, and no tumor, no nothing, gone. That would be great. And that's what we pray for, God's will. All right. Let me show you. I just copied and pasted the letter here from YouTube. Dear Susan Knowles. No, it doesn't even say that. Hi, Susan Knowles. Our team has reviewed your content, and unfortunately, we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We've removed the following content from your YouTube. Well, the video. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. How your content violated the policy. YouTube doesn't allow claims about the virus jabs that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities, or I don't know which local health authorities they're talking about, or the WH, and that's all I'm going to say. because it's the first time, this is just a warning, you bad girl. It doesn't say that, but those are my words. If it happens again, your channel will get a strike and you won't be able to do things like, oh, I don't know, upload, post, or live stream for a week. We want you to stay safe on YouTube, so please make sure you understand the YouTube's community channel guidelines and strikes basics. Review your content with our policies in mind. If after reviewing your content you think we've made a mistake, let us know. You can appeal that decision. We won't listen, but we'll make you feel better like we did. Robin said, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Judy said, wow. Chezzy said, late. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Chezzy. Good morning, Debbie Treadway. So Susan was a bad girl, Wayne said. Apparently, don't know what I really said yesterday, but it must have been something really, really bad. Hey, Robin. And so who knows? This could be our last chat. We'll see what happens. Rumble is not yet up for people who are live streaming, unless they're paying $100 a month, from my understanding. There is DLive, which, sorry, DLive, but I'm not that crazy about DLive. Something true, no doubt. Well, Rue, and you know how when I tell you something, I always say to you, this is what I've heard. Go do your own research. This may or may not be true, whatever. And I don't ever give you something and say, this is the gospel. You're supposed to, unless it is the gospel, and you're supposed to believe it. Freedom of speech violation. How do we give them a strike? And Wanda said, and Kathy said, so much for free speech. Yeah. So, if you don't see me on Thursday, you'll know. I don't like DLive. I like Rumble. Yeah, I like Rumble too, Robin, but I can't go live from there unless a donor wants to pay $100 a month, because I'm paying for having this restreamed to different things. I'm paying for something else, and it's like I'm tapped out on what I'm paying. So for now, it's my understanding. If anybody wants to do research and let me know, but it's my understanding right now, you can't use Rumble unless you're willing to pay $100 a month to live stream. So, and I don't know any place else we can live stream. I mean, I do it from Clouthub, but Clouthub has no chat. What kind of rule did you break? Well, according to YouTube, I said something that was contrary to either the WH group or the local medical professionals in regards to the virus jab. So have no idea what that is. But they took it down, and they never tell you exactly what it is. They just say, here's your content. We took it down. Okay, well, it might be helpful if you tell me within that hour what it was that I did that you didn't like, because just as soon as I think I have it figured out, I probably won't have it figured out. So, hey, Paula, good to see you. So in case, on Thursday you don't see YouTube, it's probably because I got another strike and I'm off of it for a week, or, whatever the strike may be. But, it is what it is. Also, somebody today tried to, I don't know, hack my Twitter account, did hack my Twitter account. I have no idea. I got a notification that somebody had logged on to my Twitter account from a new device. So I immediately went and changed password, but I don't know what they were looking for or what they did. Don't know why the YouTube and the Twitter thing came at the same time. Anything is possible in this world. Judy said, oh my gosh, I know. I just kind of give up. And then I got some, I won't go into it too much, but it's a little distracting for me today amongst other stuff. A person that I've known for a really long time felt pressured and went ahead and got the jabba dabba do. Hey, Ken, good to see you. So I'm really upset about that. Nothing I can do, but it was news that I didn't expect to hear. And, it is what it is. So anyway, if I'm a little distracted today, I have 3 things right now that are distracting me, and what's happening in the world. Did Jeffrey Tubin get a strike for his live performance? Nobody gets a strike, Ken, except those people who, are trying to be law-abiding, moral citizens, that type of thing. Gary said, like and share. Thank you, Gary. Judy said, I'm so sorry. Yeah, me too, Judy. It's just like, the pressure is real. We must stand strong. Yeah. Sorry. I know why she did it, because her husband kind of pressured her into it. Not an excuse. And she's not trying to blame him. But, I don't know. He got it too. So anyway. So there it is. So again, I'm a little distracted. All right. Let me go on down there. I want to put something else up on the screen. Now this just came up, so this will probably get me a strike. Let me bring it up for you. I'm holding my wife down from the jab the best I can, and she's a nurse. Wow, Bruce. Oh. Robin said, sad. Bruce said, my stepmother and stepsister got the jab. Listen, and I know you're going to think less of me when I say this, but my let's just say my significant other, because I don't, with anybody listening, I've already said to that person, if you take it, and they have no intentions of it, but I said, if you take it, then that will be the deal breaker. And I know you're going to think less of me for saying that, but it's the truth. I don't keep the truth from you. And I said that because I'm not going to sit around and watch the aftermath of what happens when somebody deliberately does something that, with all of the evidence, there's a good likelihood that it's not good. I'll just say it like that. I'm afraid to go around them. Yeah, me too, Rue. I am too. So anyway, but I just, for those of you who have spouses that are doing it, even though you've asked them not to, whatever, I get it. I'm a strong-willed person. I'm going to do something, that I want to do or whatever. And, but I just, when I've done all the research and other people haven't, I know what I know. And it's a deal breaker for me. Bruce said, wow. I told my wife, I don't want to lose her. Judy said, nope, we don't feel less of you. Thank you, Judy. Good morning, Susan, everyone. I know exactly how you're feeling. It hurts when a loved one took the, what. I pray for everyone that has taken it. I know, Sissy. I hear you, Susan. Ken said, yeah, and like I said, I'm fortunate because my person has no intentions of doing it. But I just, I put it out there. I'm honest with him as I'm honest with you guys. So, when people are trying to log into my Twitter account and looking for information, I'm an open book, so you're wasting your time. I come on here and I tell you guys exactly how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. Ruth said their doctors coaxed them. My sister has had cancer and they made her think she needed it because of her immune system. Oh, Rue, we need a different name for the thing. Yeah, I know. I don't know what we could use. I mean, I'm running out of names. Good morning from South Florida. Hey, James. James, you'll want to hear the replay. So, you've missed stuff already, even a short period of time. All right. So anyway, this world sucks sometimes, but all right. So let's on to information. Rue, yes, the same happened with my sister, Sissy said. That's horrible. Now, this is from the Daily Mail, just came out. The first man in the world to get approved, is now dead. Britt William Shakespeare has died at 81 after a long illness. So he was the first man in the world to receive the, for the virus. He died at University Hospital. He was 81. So I guess not too much need for him to get it, but there he is getting it. When he got it, I don't know how long ago it was. It wasn't that long ago because they just came out pretty recent. So he's dead now. Just wanted to let you know. I'm sure it was all just a coincidence, but he's gone. We can't call it that no anymore. I know, Ken, I don't know what to call it. Robin said she had cancer and not one doctor has pressured her. Yep. Good morning, James from Broward here, Bruce said. So maybe we could call it the, how about the badge? We'll call it the badge. BADGE. So hopefully I can remember that. We'll call it the badge. All right. So there you go. All right. So let's look at some other things that are going on. Let's talk about Israel. Because we're not getting that news here, let me just tell you. So let's go on here and talk about Israel. Yeah, I can remember badge. Let's just call it that. Yeah, badge it is. Yeah, we'll call it the mark when it turns into that. Okay. So this is Amir. Let me bring him up. Let me get it started for you for a second. He came on this morning. He had some news as an update about what's going on. I haven't heard anything about what's going on in Israel and the United States, so I'm sure this will be enlightening. But let me bring it up for you, and I'm starting at about the 2-minute mark. Oh, good name. People take it as it is. That's right, Paula. Cully said the mark. Yeah, it's the pre-mark. That is true. It hasn't turned into the mark yet, but it is the pre-mark. But I can kind of remember badge. So like I said, I got a lot on my mind. So let me see if I can even remember badge. But here you go. This is Amir. This was from him this morning, and I'll play just a few minutes of it. And here we go.
But the breaking news is that while things are heating up and, whatever is going on here, and on Thursday, you will understand why it's all happening here, why all the concentrated effort is either against Israel or against Jews worldwide. You'll understand. But I also want you to know that if 2 days ago reported that there was a huge explosion in a petrochemical plant in Isfahan, where it was actually the explosion of the drone factory, that the petrochemical thing was just a cover-up for it. Well, yesterday, another major explosion in another place in southern Iran. Take a look at this. Trust me, this is not just something that happened out of the blue. Now, yesterday, a new head of the Mossad was appointed, David Barnea. He's replacing Yossi Cohen, and Yossi Cohen will officially leave beginning of June. Might be the goodbye, farewell gift that Yossi Cohen sent to the Iranians. One thing is for sure, do not believe for a second that where there is an explosion, there was some innocent site. For example, this whole Gaza tower of Al Jazeera and Associated Press offices, Al Jarrah tower. Just make no mistake, Israel provided America with a smoking gun of what really is going on in that building on behalf of Hamas. Unfortunately, just as in the days of Barack Hussein Obama, this time, unlike in the administration on 45th, this one made the Israeli confidential and secret information, made it public. And that's of course a betrayal of the confidence between the countries. But one thing is for sure, now when it's made public, I can tell you that the Hamas was using that tower to basically disrupt GPS signals of planes, and of course GPS guided bombs, of course, but of planes as well. And this is a technology that is pretty old. The Iraqis used it already before Hamas got a hold of that technology. And from that building, from that tower with those antennas and in those mixers that they had in their offices in that tower, they were using that technology. Israel made it clear this tower has to come down. It came down. AP and Al Jazeera are angry because they lost their offices and antennas. But I can tell you one thing, I'm not sure they didn't know about Hamas's operation. So I want to tell you folks, there's a concentrated effort from Al Jazeera, TRT, and other news agencies to attack Israel.
Yeah, that seems to always be the case. And yeah, we haven't heard too much about it. And they say we pollute. Yeah, really. So there you go. That's what's going on. He did also say, and if you want to see that video, all you have to do, let me just give you the link to it. You can go back later and watch it if you like, and you can watch the whole thing. But he does go on to say that Russia is starting to move military equipment more and more into Syria, long-range bombers, and bringing more and more forces to Syria. And he said that Iran is moving on the ground in Syria. So sure would be nice if Isaiah 17 occurred, and just saying. Anyway, just wanted to let you know that, like, the latest in Israel. I don't think we're going to hear anything in the United States. Israel did thank the United States for replenishing their Iron Dome. I also heard this morning that Saudi Arabia is preventing, hey Danielle, is preventing Israel, any flights to Israel from Saudi Arabia over that airspace. So Mark Ruffalo apologized for saying bad things about Israel. Oh, well, that's nice. I'm glad that he did. Like, he should have said, I'm apologizing in the beginning before I'm even speaking, because he shouldn't have said anything bad. And you know what? The thing of it is, Israel is not perfect. Okay. Israel isn't, but the Jews are God's chosen people. And it says in the Bible that if you bless Israel or Jerusalem, God will bless you. So, I don't know, put the 2 and 2 together. Hopefully that's not a violation of YouTube. So anyway, all right. So in other news, I have found a story that is a feel-good story. I searched high and low, and I was actually able to find a good story. And hopefully, again, this is not a violation to show this story, because it is a good story. So in the Army video, Russia is shaking in their boots. Oh, who knows? Who knows now that with the person we have at the helm right now, what anybody's doing other than laughing a lot. Okay, so struggling single mom of 7 turns her last $5 into cupcake company worth millions. I like those kind of stories. I really do. A single mom of 7 had a moment with God when a neighbor called upon her baking skills to fulfill a massive catering order. The order represented her chance out of poverty, but the struggling mother had nothing but $5 with her. She used the $5 to purchase baking supplies. 12 months later, Mignon Francois was running a business, the Cupcake Collection. Today, the company has an annual turnover of millions of dollars. Isn't that a great story? I think that's, really good. She moved to Nashville, Tennessee with her then husband and kids, but her husband's new job fell through and he went to work as a foreman. The income was limited, and thus the family was really struggling to make ends meet. She spent her days in the dark so that her kids from toddlers to teens had power when they came home from school. And that happened in 2007 when the person knocked on the door. So, I mean, again, that's a really great story. Finally found one. If you fire on somebody, you don't get to decide the retaliation. Ha, Rue. That used to be true. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very cool story. And I was surprised to see it because I searched for them. I know. Now I want a cupcake, Rue said. I know. See, that's the dangerous part about getting something that's a good story, because afterwards you're like, I think I could do that, or I want a cupcake. So not good. But that's a great story. And God, can you imagine that, taking $5 and turning it into millions of dollars? I mean, that certainly is great, and a good, happy ending. Hope she did well during the capitalism at work there. Robin said, good pronunciation of your French, Susan. Well, thank you, Danielle. Hopefully that'll probably be the only thing that I can say in French. One thing too, I want to switch from that story into a not so good of a feel-good story, but it needs to be brought out, I suppose. Tucker Carlson during an interview called Governor Abbott in Texas a total fraud. So let's look at this. Over the weekend, the mayor of Uvalde, I guess, I don't even know. I didn't know Texas had towns that I couldn't pronounce. A Texas town near the Mexico border appeared on Tucker Carlson today to give a close analysis of the border crisis. The mayor, McLaughlin, discussed how Biden's border policy has resulted in virtually open borders, leading to a crime increase and endangering everyone from police to school children. We're having to lock down our schools about once a week because almost every one of those cars has armed occupants. Wow, Don't hear that on the news, do you? He blamed the Faux administration for its incompetence regarding the border crisis. He went on to debunk the Department of Homeland Secretary, whatever, Mayorkas, claim that the border is closed. Yeah. He said the Rio border sector has recorded illegal migrants hailing from 67 nations. Only 67 people. Don't be alarmed. He proposed his own solutions, suggesting to shorter down and make them come through the right way. There's a process to come through, and let's do it the right way. Carlson lobbed his own criticism toward the Texas governor. Governor Abbott strikes me as a total fraud, said Carlson, challenging McLaughlin to prove him otherwise. He could just say, this is our state, it's the state of Texas, and we're not putting up with this crap, and we're going to seal our border because it's our state, but he's refusing to do that. Well, you wonder why. You wonder why the governor of Texas sometimes seems to go a little bit left, and maybe even more than a little bit, and why the governor of Tennessee, who's supposedly also a Republican, seems to go a little bit left and a little bit more than just left at times. Can you say follow the money? I don't know. I was watching YouTube and almost got up and made some tortillas about 3 a.m. Rue said, oh my gosh. Rue, you need to go do, she does need to do stand-up comedy. She does. She does. So anyway, Tucker Carlson doesn't have a very good opinion of Governor Abbott. So take that to the bank, or take it for what it's worth, that type of thing. All right. Now I'm going to show you some of CNN, because I'm sure that I can get the news across to you from CNN and it won't be flagged because it's CNN. Okay, so here we go. FBI is assisting with the investigation of white powder sent to Rand Paul's home. Did you hear about that? Did you hear about anything happening to Rand Paul? Let me close that for you. I hate the screen. It's like I can't get this to go away. But there we go. Finally. So the FBI and other law enforcement are investigating a package with white powder sent Monday to Senator Rand Paul's home in Kentucky, according to the FBI Louisville office spokesman. They're working with the Warren County Sheriff's Office, blah, blah, blah. Paul, in a tweet on Monday, said in part, I take these threats immensely seriously. Now, let's see. What has he done lately that might get people upset? Oh, I know. He talked to Dr. Fo Ching and basically, I don't know, almost said you're a liar, kind of, I guess, if you can interpret it that way. So anyway, and now he is, I totally trust the FBI, Robin said, not. How dare we challenge that doctor? I know, Rue. How dare we refuse the badge? Yes. He also did, Judy. He said, I'm not taking the badge. Not taking it until you show me why, because I had the virus, when you show me that I don't have the antibodies. And as we talked about the other day, which I won't do again because, some people don't like that. When you do that, that could get rid of your antibodies. True, don't trust the DOJ or the FBI, Danielle said. So anyway, now let me go on to some other information. I believe this was from CNN, so I'm sure that it's from CNN, so it'll be A-okay to show you this. Dr. F reminds me of Michael Avenatti because left makes him a hero, now proven a fraud. Robin said, hey, Melanie, no notifications. Wow. I know. Well, that's because I got a warning, Melanie, probably, and so they turned off my notifications. Okay, so here we go again from CNN. So you know it's true if it's from CNN. This particular company says that its badge is safe and appears effective in adolescents. So great news, huh? In a phase 2 out of 3 or 2/3 trial or 2 out of 3, whatever, of 3,732 children ages 12 to 17, blood tests showed that the badge produced an immune response that was equivalent to earlier findings in adults. So, wow, you know, I mean, isn't this great? They said the trial wasn't designed to look specifically at efficacy. However, the initial observations found that none of the kids who received the badge got sick starting 14 days after their second. So there you go. So rush out, get those kids, get them in there because CNN reported it, and you know it's got to be right, right? Mm. I don't believe one word of that, Robin said. Yeah, well, Robin, that's good. That's good that you don't. All right. Now, hopefully this won't be a violation because, again, it was in the news, and I'm just saying it doesn't seem to go against what not my strike, but my warning was. The GOP is coming out and saying House GOP leaders call on the House Democrats, which means nothing's going to happen, to launch an investigation into a particular type of sickness. The two GOP leaders are calling on them to get a full and complete investigation into the origins. The call from Steve Scalise, who's a ranking member of the select subcommittee of a particular thing, and Representative James Comer, the top Republican on the House Oversight Committee. We shared evidence that a particular party, Origins, manipulated a particular group to cover up the severity of the initial outbreak and leveraged the crisis to steal American medical research, among other things. So I would say that since the Republicans are asking the Democrats to do this, it's never going to happen. So it's one of those things that you can hold your breath if you want to, but it's probably not worth your time. So we'll see where it goes. I want to be optimistic about it because there's so many times before that I've been optimistic and it's actually happening. Okay. Rutgers. Students rally against mandatory things at a New Jersey university. They said they're going to keep moving the goalposts. So hundreds of particular students in New Jersey held a rally to speak out against the school's particular mandate for students. The event was organized by, God bless them, Turning Point USA, Young Americans for Liberty, and then New Jersey Stands Up, a medical freedom advocacy group, in response to the university's new requirement. The university said, we are committed to creating a safe campus environment. Kind of sounds like the letter I got where it said, we want everything to be safe for everybody. So therefore you can't talk about anything. Okay. Safe environment in fall 2021, and to support the health and safety of all members of a particular community. The university has updated existing requirements, particular requirements for students, to include a particular something or other. The university's position is consistent with the legal authority. I don't know what legal authority that is, supporting this policy. State lawmakers, some who were there, have responded to the mandate by proposing measures to prohibit forced things, as well as discrimination against those who don't feel like doing what everybody else is doing. So hope you got that. Be very quiet. We're on YouTube. Exactly, Rue. We can't say some things. I think even soon the word God will be outlawed. There is so much I want to say, but I'll hold my tongue, Robin said. You think you're so much you want to say, but you're holding your tongue. What do you think I'm sitting here doing? All right. So this, I'm not even going to mention this person's name because it's taboo even to mention his name, but I'll just bring this up and let you kind of see it for yourself. Rabbits. You need the sheep there, Judy. All right. So breaking. Somebody releases internal documents detailing a campaign to quiet something concerns on the platform. Can you read that? Does everybody can you make that out? So look at the title. Breaking. Somebody releases internal documents detailing a campaign to quiet something concerns on the platform. So hopefully got to read about that yesterday. If not, let me give you the link for that. And you can go there and peruse that if you'd like. And there's also a you can see in the article something from Twitter, friend to the YouTube, Twitter. And so you can go there and look at that yourself. All right. Now, there's more information that I really want you to see. I can't show it. I was going to show it this morning. I probably won't even put the link in there because of my warning. But for those of you who want to see this, you're going to have to contact me because the group may not be a group that is liked by a lot of social media platforms. Good morning, everybody. Running very late. Stephanie, you will definitely want to see the replay. And it talks about a man who is a French Nobel Peace Prize winner who talks about a certain badge and what is being destroyed. And it's probably a little different than, or not being destroyed, being created, probably a little different than what you heard of before. So if you, hey, Sally, you want to see the replay. If you want to know what the information is that I have, that I would normally put up here for you, just contact me. You can contact me on Twitter, unless it's hacked. I did change the password. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me on Clouthub. One of those places, and I can send you the link to the organization itself, which you should become familiar with, and to what that French Nobel Peace Prize winner said on that organization's website. And again, I would normally put it here, but I won't. So, all right. Now let's switch to another communist country. Just sorry. I'm going to talk about California. Some things that are going on in California. He's Sally. All right. California's unemployment paradox, openings and joblessness. Despite California's high unemployment rate, many positions at restaurants, bars, and retail stores are going unfilled, causing some business owners to fear that they won't be able to fully reopen even when the state gives the green light. The unemployment rate remained unchanged in April, holding steady at 8.3%, even as employers added 2,000 jobs. According to figures released by the Employment Development Department, let me see where that is. That accounts for 38% of all U.S. jobs gained last month. A bright spot that dims when one takes into account that California still has the nation's second highest unemployment rate and has gained only 48% of jobs lost amid the what. In some areas, the share of jobless residents is actually increasing, like LA. Okay. Uh, and then, nevertheless, our wonderful governor, who I pray to God is going to get replaced during the recall, touted the April unemployment figures as California continuing to lead the nation's economic recovery. Oh my God. Noting that his $100 billion stimulus plan would help small business recover. Not all business owners were convinced. Yeah, I would say that's probably a good way to look at it. It's sad that you have to be careful in what you say. Isn't it, Wayne? It really is. Because we've kind of gone over into the communist world now. Because only in communism do you have to worry about what it is that you say. Otherwise, in a free society, you don't have to worry about it. Unemployed in California, Irene said, I think it's time for the other states to join the 23 states that's going to in federal unemployment in June. It's time for people to get back to work. That'll never happen in California. You know why? Because we have people in California, I know this is going to be a shocker, that don't legally have a right to be here. And I don't mean just in California, but you know what I'm saying. And so those people will probably get the jobs, because now that we've convinced people to sit home, stay home, collect unemployment, which is probably more than what you got, we can have those other people come in and take over those jobs. How about that? Problem solved for everyone, isn't it? Okay, yes, there is sarcasm flying around today. Also, and you've probably heard about this, because one governor in one state can be bad, but doesn't mean all governors are bad. But in this case, it may be true. So this is Governor Whitmer, Michigan, caught violating her own public health guidelines. Oh my goodness, say it isn't so. So she was forced to apologize Sunday after she was caught attending a party that violated her own health department's social distancing guidelines. Her rule was no more than 6 people can be seated together at a restaurant, and different groups must be separated by at least 6 feet. However, someone forgot to tell Whitmer, who was photographed with a smile on her face Saturday, as she was with 12 other people around a pair of pushed together tables at East Lansing Bar. It's kind of like being at the French Laundry in California when you're telling everybody else to stay home and you can't go here and there. But, if you have the power, you can do whatever you want to do. I think that's one thing that I've learned throughout this whole thing, that if you have power and money, you can do anything you want. Did anybody else learn that? All right. Pretty soon America will look like South America or South Africa or anything else. Dice calls her Gremlin Whitmer. That's good. All right. So let me bring up this other thing. I'll get that off the screen in just one moment. So this occurred afterwards. So Whitmer administration axes the COVID-19, I can say that now because it's her rule, that she violated at a Michigan bar. So all of a sudden, 2 days after she was caught violating the restriction herself, now she rescinded the rule capping restaurant parties at 6 people. So consumption of food or beverages is permitted only where patrons are seated. Groups of patrons are separated by at least 6 feet, no more than 6. Said she made a mistake, honest mistake. She plans to lift limits on indoor gatherings on July 1. Oh, that's not so far away. But I guess now I don't know how many people can sit at a table or whatever. I just say, for those of you who don't have money and who aren't in power, like Governor Whitmer, you should just stay home. Don't go anywhere. Don't go out. Don't go to church. Don't go to the doctor. Don't go to the grocery store. Don't go out to eat. Don't have any fun. And everything will be okay. You won't be breaking any rules. How's that? She looks like a squirtless thing. Bruce said 10 gunshots just fired near GF Square. GF. You're going to have to help me out, Judy. I saw an Ontario man got a ticket for shaking hands with someone outside and being within 5 people. Being with 5 people. Wow. Yeah, she needs to apologize for her husband's boating too. Yes, that happened a long time ago, Bruce. Stephanie said, such a farce. Yep. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So gunshots near George, and you can look at what Judy put. That's where the gunshots are. And Robin was talking about the job. She said, this is sad. My husband is teaching and working for UPS. Jobs are out there. Yeah. Well, when you don't want to work, because you don't have to, then, that's just the way it is, Robin, right? And California and other states, you can just sit home on your butt, let somebody else work, and just expect to get things from them. That'd be my guess about what it is. All right. We left off of Nehemiah with me trying to read. Yes, peaceful gunfire. There you go. All right, I'm trying to read these names, so I'm just going to say maybe the first initial, because this was very difficult yesterday for me to read these names. Okay, we are on verse 26 of chapter 3 in Nehemiah. Moreover, the Nethinim, who dwelt in Ophel, made repairs as far as the place in front of the water gate toward the east and on the projecting tower. After them, the Tekoites repaired another section next to the great projecting tower and as far as the wall of Ophel. Beyond the horse gate, the priest repairs, each in front of his own house. After them, Zadok, the son of Immer, made repairs in front of his own house. After him, Shemaiah, the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate, made repairs. After him, Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanan, the sixth son of Zalaphath, repaired another section. And after him, Musalem, the son of Berechiah, made repairs in front of his dwelling. After him, Malchijah, one of the goldsmiths, made repairs as far as the house of the Nethinim and of merchants in front of the Miphid gate, and as far as the upper room as a corner. And between the upper room at the corner, as far as the sheep gate, the goldsmiths and the merchants made repair. Hopefully they have better names coming up for me. But what happened in chapter 4, when Sanballat heard that we were rebuilding the wall, that he was furious and very, very indignant and mocked the Jews. And he spoke before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what are these feeble Jews doing? Will they fortify themselves? Will they offer sacrifices? Will they complete it in a day? Will they revive the stones from the heaps of rubbish? Stones burned. Now Tobiah, the Ammonite, was beside him, and he said, whatever they build, if even a fox goes up on it, he will break down their stone wall. Hear, O our God, for we are despised. Turn their reproach on their heads, and give them as plunder to a land of captivity. Do not cover their iniquity, and do not let their sin be blotted out from before you, for they have provoked you to anger before the builders. So we built the wall, and the entire wall was joined together up to half its height, for the people had a mind to work. Now it happened when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, the Amorites, and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were being restored and the gaps were beginning to be closed, that they became very angry. And all of them conspired together to come and attack Jerusalem and create confusion. Things never change. Nevertheless, we made our prayer to our God, and because of them, we set a watch against them day and night. Then Judah said, the strength of the land is falling, and there is so much rubbish that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversary said, no, nor see anything till we come into their midst and kill them and cause the work to cease. So it was when the Jews who dwelt near them came that they told us 10 times, from whatever place you turn, they will be upon us. Therefore, I positioned men behind the lower wall at the openings, and I set the people according to their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and arose and said to the nobles, to the leaders, and to the rest of the people, do not be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, great and awesome, and fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughters, wives, and your houses. And it happened when our enemies heard that it was known to us and that God had brought their plot to nothing, that all of us returned to the wall, everyone to his work. So it was from that time on that half of my servants worked at construction, while the other half held the spears, the shields, the bows, and more armor, and the leaders were behind all the house of Judah. Those who built on the wall and those who carried burdens loaded themselves, so that with one hand they worked at construction and with the other held a weapon. Every one of the builders had his sword girded at his side as he built, and the one who sounded the trumpet was beside me. Then I said to the nobles, the rulers, and the rest of the people, the work is great and extensive, and we are separated far from one another on the wall. Whenever you hear the sound of the trumpet, rally to us there. Our God will fight for us. So we labored in the work, and half the men held their daybreak until the stars appeared. At the same time, I also said to people, let each man and his servant stay at night in Jerusalem, that they may be our guard by night and a working party by day. So neither I, my brother, my servants, nor the men of the guard who followed me took off our clothes, except that everyone took them off for washing. It's a great outcry of the people and their wives against their Jewish brethren. For there were those who said, we, our sons and our daughters, are many. Therefore, let us get grain that we may eat and live. There were also some who said, we have mortgaged our lands and houses that we might buy grain because of the famine. There were also those who said, we have borrowed money for the king's tax on our lands and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and indeed we are forcing our sons and our daughters to be slaves. And some of our daughters have been brought into slavery. It is not in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards. And I became very angry when I heard their outcry in these words. After serious thought, I rebuked the nobles and rulers and said to them, each of you is exacting usury from his brother. So I called a great assembly against them. And I said to them, according to our ability, we have redeemed our Jewish brethren who were sold to the nations. Now, indeed, will you even sell your brethren, or should they be sold to us? Then they were silenced and found nothing to say. Then I said, what you are doing is not good. Should you hear of our God because of the reproach of the nations, our enemies? I also, with my brethren and my servants, am lending them money and grain. Stop this usury. Restore now to them even this day their lands, their vineyards, their olive groves, and their houses. Also 100th of the money and the grain, the new wine and the oil that you have charged them. So they said, we will and will require nothing from them. We will do as you say. Then I called the priests and required an oath from them that they would do according to this promise. Then I shook out the fold of my garment and said, so may God shake out each man from his house and from his property who does not perform this promise. Even thus may he be shaken out and emptied. The assembly said, amen, and praised the Lord. Then the people did according to this promise. Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be with governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year until the 32nd year of King Artaxerxes or whatever, 12 years, neither I nor my brothers ate the governor's provisions, but the former governors who were before me laid burdens and took from them bread and wine, besides 40 shekels of silver. Yes, even these servants bore rule over the people, but I did not do so because of the fear of God. Indeed, I also continued to work on this wall, and we did not buy any land. All my servants were gathered there for the work. And at my table were 150 Jews and rulers, besides those who came to us from the nations around us. Which was prepared daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep. Also fowl were prepared for me, and once every 10 days, an abundance of all kinds of wine. Yet in spite of this, I did not demand the governor's provisions because the bondage was heavy on this people. Remember me, my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Alrighty then, we are going to stop there. Thank you for all you do. Wish we could help you get your own app like some ministries we know. Thank you for reading the word. Thank you, Wanda. I have a friend that is supervisor at the Gap warehouse. They need 300. Wow. Woo! Well, good luck with that. I'm sure that the people who are crossing the border can come in and help them, Sally, because that's probably who they're looking to get. I have to go back and rewatch. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, you really will want to see the replay today. There was a lot talked about, a lot said that you will want to see and hear about. I will be back on Thursday, maybe. If you don't see me on YouTube, look for me on Facebook, DLive. right now would be the only two places that you could go. Pray for Susan Robinson. God bless you all. Thank you, Susan. You are welcome, Judy. So if anybody has any other suggestions or ideas, let me know. And again, I will be back on Thursday. So I won't see you tomorrow, assuming today's Tuesday. Just kidding. All right. You'll have a minute to talk to each other. Until then, please share this if you will. God bless you. And God willing, we will see you again on Thursday. Take care.